up, everybody? It's your man JFILT from HowToMakeVerysickbeats.com. If this is your first time, welcome. And today I have another special guest from the controllerise game. This is Selector Forecast, aka AllenThomas. What up?
What's up? What's up?
And today we're going to talk about some hi-hats, man. So without further ado, let's get into it. Ooh.
Alright, my name is AllenThomas. Like I said, I will be talking about some of my hi-hat techniques, some things I use when I make some of my sounds. My stuff is a little more on the trappy side of things, but I like to give it a bounce. It almost kind of feels Timbaland kind of like influence, so a lot of the hats, it's very reminiscent of that. I'm using FL Studio 10. I've been meaning to upgrade for the longest. Salute Black Cubes, he's been trying to get me to upgrade, but I just ain't got onto it. I'm lazy. So I got a sample already chopped up. Salute JD, RIP my dude. You know what I'm saying? If you know your stuff, you know that. So I already got it chopped up. I like my hi-hats. You know what I'm saying? Very light. I like a lot of my percussions to be real poignant, not necessarily so. What is the word I'm looking for? Just so stand out or bold. Or at least my snares and my hi-hats. My kicks, I do like a lot of power in those. So let me see, keep it playing. I'll cut that metronome back off. Let's get some kicks. Go back to I like to use the Lex Luger track for or the Lex Luger pack for my kicks. I like that one. It sounds like a basketball. Get another one. Fill out that low. Yeah, that's a good one. Like I said, same thing with my snares. I like to get just a night not nothing too heavy or too wet, something that's, you know what I'm saying, something like that. But I'll start with the other components first before we get to the hi-hats, you know what I'm saying, so you understand, I guess, how I work in regards to that. So I like to use 8-bar patterns. Put it down real quick. We'll just do something with this. No. I like to mess with it. Let me see. Okay. Right? We can just mess with that for right now. And obviously, you know, the snare is probably going to be on the 3 measure, if you count. Yeah. Right? So you can kind of feel it already, just a little bit, but we'll start on these hi-hats. Now with this, I'm very particular about my hats, because a lot of times it just helps bring a little bit of a rhythm out. I like a lot of like different vibes. Like I like to dance when I listen to music, even when it's just bars. Like I still like to have a groove with it. It's so vital to me. So how I started is I'll just have the pattern set, and I'll fill these 2 steps. Now that's kind of simple. So what I'll do is I'll make like maybe 1 clone, and I'm just like that. So how I start is we'll go ahead and throw these guys in the piano roll. Bong bong. And the best now with this is just about being creative, using your ear, seeing what frequencies kind of like catch you first. So what I might do is I'll take this first one out, and then you get like a. But what I'll do is I might take this half. I might take this, throw it in half, and then we got. Oh, hold on. Before I do that, let's put this on. So it's just. What you do is you just take it. I like to take 1 whole note. Bong. See, you in the piano roll, just break it in half, and voila. You know what I'm saying? And then you got a little. You can feel just a little bit of. It has just a little bit of the kind of vibe in it. And what I might do is, let's change this. We'll change this. I'm not sure what you would say this, like almost like the rhythm, kind of like sectioning off mode. I might do it to like a half step, and then on this one note right here, we'll add like a roll almost. See that?
So you just take the basis of it first and then start manipulating pieces of it. Nice.
Yep. And a lot of times stuff like this, you know what I'm saying, you do more with less. I could probably take some of these out. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little bit of a pocket. And
so that piano roll, how you have some high and so those are different pitches.
Yep. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll show you some other techniques I do when I use we'll go to the other clone. And once again, same thing, we'll throw that in the piano roll. So so you saw before, I'll take some of these and split them in half. And I might change the note. So you can feel the lower notes in the hi-hats as I keep taking them lower. It's just something about it it pronounces it a little more. What I might do with this one is I'll kind of roll it into the other measure right here. And I wish I knew the language to describe how this makes it feel, but it's just a little bit of like it energizes the beat just a little bit. And then sometimes I may do like a kind of like a 3 measure hi-hat move. And I'll show you what that is. So you just do like almost 3. Kind of sloppy. Let me see if I can try it.
So it's triplets.
Yeah, exactly. But let me see if I can make that third one a little. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you have to work with it, and you don't want to just throw it anywhere, because otherwise it's just going to sound off, and that sounds weird. You know, if you ask me, I'll say that sounds weird. So we'll just use these two. Now that's nice. That little pause right there. And then a lot of times with the last ones, I might do something where I'll do just all rolls right at the end. So what I'll do is I'll do the same thing, break them in half, and have it go all the way down. Now, sometimes even just using all the way less, like being super just frugal with the hi-hats. So this way, with less hi-hats, it's easier for if someone wants to come in, throw some bars on it. The hi-hats aren't overtaking the vocals necessarily. More hi-hats are good for if you're doing like remixes, or if you just want the beat to stand by itself, in my personal opinion. Or if you do want vocals on it, but if you're not necessarily looking to have the bars stand out. Like if you just want the bars to be almost a part of the beat, it's good to maybe you add more hi-hats, give it more of a funk. But if you just want, if you want your, I feel like in my personal opinion, if you want your bars to stand out, less hi-hats is more. But it still adds a bounce to it, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to just no hi-hats at all. Take them out. The bounce is still there, but it's really, you know what I'm saying, you would need vocals to kind of bring that out. The hi-hats, you know what I'm saying, you get your little Uzi groove on, why not? And then we can, you know what I'm saying, add some chants maybe. That's not bad. Nah. I like, once again, even with my chants, I like stuff that's not too pronounced. It needs to sit inside of the beat, not be super extra. That's not bad. Throw these guys in there. Voila. Those are some of the things that I personally like to do when I get hot, when I mess with hi-hats. Another thing that I'll touch on real quick before I wrap up is, let me see, let me keep it playing. Another thing I do is I mess with volume. So with this, you see we got the bars right here. I might have the volume build up. Once again, stuff like that, it just messes with the frequencies. It hits your ears certainly. If you're listening out for that, something I might do with this, I might, you know what I'm saying, certain ones, turn the volume up, turn them down, so the notes end up giving like a ghost notes kind of feel where they're almost there, they're almost hitting, but you can feel it without having to question it too hard. That one, I'll leave that one alone. Voila. Yes. And that's me. That's a Selector Forecast technique. I would love to watch this video and see how many other techniques people have. And like I said, I'm running off FL Studio 10. Salute RIP J Dilla for the sample, man. Salute JFILT, man, for having me out. And yeah, thanks, man.
So if you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. I'll have all the social links down below this. Check us out. Matter of fact, where can we find you?
You can find me, AllenThomas. I'm on everything. Instagram at AllenThomas. It's all one word. I'm on Twitter. It's AllenThomas backwards. And it'll also be in the links below. It's SAMOHTNELLA. So spell AllenThomas backwards. That's how you would say it. I'm also on Facebook. And I'm on Bandcamp. Look up the Family Orchestra. We are everywhere. Please salute every. Shout out to my dude, D-Real. Shout out Nine Lyrical. Shout out controllerise. Salute, man.
Yes, and if y'all can't spell that, I'm going to have all the links down below. Alright? Peace and positive energy, y'all. And don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah.
Alright?
Peace. East side.